Hi guys, I am here today with an exciting trip announcement. At least I think it's exciting. We are actually going to my favorite place in the whole world. It's my husband's favorite place too. We are going to the Keys. By the time you see this, we'll probably be there or it'll be like the day before. And yeah, I'm so excited. So, where in the Keys are we going? So we are going, we actually don't even know for how long. We for sure booked a hotel for Saturday night and Sunday night. I don't work Mondays and I took Tuesday off. So we might come home Monday or we might end up just like staying another night. But the only thing we know for sure is that we are staying both Saturday and Sunday night. So I'm not sure how much you know about the Keys. You can drive, you can fly, you can even take a boat if you're a Floridian. There's a boat that leaves from Fort Myers as well as Sanibel Island. Sanibel Island's boat is seasonal, so it's not year-round, but it's about a 4-hour boat ride on the Key West Express. That's the name of it. It'll take you there, it'll take you back. You can stay as many days as you want. But we are driving. That's our favorite way of getting there. From where we live to Key Largo is about 4.5 hours. And then of course, as you go south, it gets a little bit further. All the way to Key West, I think is close to like 7 hours from here, something like that. So I'll tell you a little bit more about where we're staying, what we're planning to do, all of that fun stuff. So what we're planning to do is going to be a pretty short explanation, or I'll try to make it short. We've been to the Keys quite a few times, and so we don't have like a huge bucket list every time we go there. Every time we go, we try to do something new, but we've done a lot of what we want to do and see in the Keys. And so every time, a lot of it is just revisiting our favorite places. We love to just drive around. We love to just be in the Keys. So a lot of the times resorts come with paddle boards, kayaks, snorkeling equipment, things like that. We'll usually get out on the kayak or paddle board at least once. And we love to either rent bikes, or a lot of resorts have those too. To just be there is like our favorite thing ever. I think I just said this, I can't remember. I'm so excited, I can't think straight, apparently. We love to drive around and look at all of the houses and just take in the views, and it's just an amazing place. I am just like so happy the second that we just like literally cross into the Florida Keys. Before we go north to south with what I'm looking forward to most, I will tell you that we are staying in Isla Mirada. We're staying at Casa Mirada. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. We've never stayed there before. Isla Mirada is our favorite spot in all of the Keys. There's a little spot in Marathon we love too, but we like the things that there are to do in Isla Mirada more, so we typically stay in Isla Mirada. So we have stayed in Isla Mirada quite a few times. Sorry, I know I keep saying Isla Mirada, Isla Mirada, Isla Mirada. Sorry. We stayed there quite a few times. Where we typically stay, like our go-to is Pelican, I had to look, Pelican Cove Resort. We've stayed there, I think 3 different times. Their prices really vary though, and this weekend they were close to like $500 a night, which wasn't a price that we were willing to pay. It's always been way cheaper when we've stayed there, but that's a great resort. We really like it. Its sister resort is like right next door, and it's the Postcard. I think it's the Postcard Inn. I'll look it up and I'll put the link in the description, but it's their sister facility and it's walkable distance, and you get access to both resorts. That is one of those resorts that has a ton to do. They have bikes for rent, they have stand-up paddle boards, they have kayaks, and there's a bunch of restaurants within walking distance. So we love that resort. We also just stayed at the Chesapeake Bay Resort, and their reviews online are not promising, but that's because those reviews were from like when they needed to do renovations. They've done renovations. It was brand new when we were there. They still weren't done renovating parts of the resort when we were there actually, and they did an amazing job with the renovations. Like I want my house to look like that place. Like I want it to be decorated the same. And Chesapeake Bay is also on the most beautiful water and also within walking distance. So Chesapeake Bay, I think, was close to $400 per night. And we just didn't want to pay that much. So we're staying at Casa Mirada, and I'm really excited to try another resort. And plus it like helps me recommend where I think you should stay when you go too. So absolutely love Pelican Cove, absolutely love Chesapeake. There's nowhere in the Keys we've stayed so far that we wouldn't want to stay. So let me start by showing you this. This is, I know it's probably backwards, but this is the area guide. It says Isla Mirada on there, but it has like all of the keys in here. So I got this, I don't even know how long ago. It just sits in my car, and whenever we're on a road trip or board, I look through it because I love the Keys and I just love anything related to the Keys, really. So the first key in the Florida Keys is Key Largo. We have not spent I was gonna say we haven't spent much time in Key Largo, but that's not true. We've literally spent like 0 time in Key Largo. So to be completely honest, we don't love Key Largo, but I will say we've never been to John Pennekamp State Park, and that's like the thing to do in Key Largo. So if you have good recommendations, I would love to hear them because we want to like Key Largo. We just haven't fallen in love with it like we have the rest of the Keys. But I know I'm giving Key Largo a bad name here, and I'm not trying to. So let me show you some of the things that we would love to do in Key Largo, and maybe we will on this trip. Okay, I did fib a little bit. We have stopped for Cuban coffee in Key Largo before, which has always been amazing. My favorite place to get Cuban coffee is actually in, hold on, I have it. I'm obviously reading from notes because I have so much to tell you that I will absolutely forget. There's so many details. But my favorite Cuban coffee is in Tavernier. I might not be pronouncing that right, but in Tavernier, Florida. And it's Sunrise Cuban Market and Cafe. But Key Largo also has tons of Cuban coffee stops, and I literally can recommend all of them. We've been to a whole bunch and they're all really good. That's typically our first stop in the Florida Keys. There's another place in Key Largo that we've been trying to stop for coffee, I think 3 times now, and it's always been closed. It's called Cocoa Plum Place, and on Cocoa Plum Place we've been to but haven't been inside because it's always been closed. It's adorable and we want to go there, so maybe we'll do that this time. So yeah, there's way more to do in Key Largo than just coffee. So I want to show you this. So this is from the same book. There's a lot of snorkeling and there's a lot of diving in Key Largo. So John Pennekamp State Park is a very popular place to go. And this here is kind of a map of Key Largo. And so that's what I'm referencing when I'm talking about Key Largo here. So yeah, we'll go through Key Largo. And if you have any good recommendations for us, leave them in the comments. We're so open to it. We just need to I told my husband what we need to do is just get a hotel and stay in Key Largo. And I think that would make us love it more. We are always so excited to get to Key West or Isla Mirada that I think sometimes just don't give Key Largo the time of day. And maybe that's why we don't love it as much. So anyways, we looked into hotels and doing that this time, but we waited too long and they were pretty picked over, which is totally on us. So maybe we'll do that sometime. And I'm really excited to hear if you have any recommendations for Key Largo as well. Of course, lots of food. So one of my favorite things about the Keys is that you can just drive. There's one road in and one road out, US 1. And when you're riding along US 1, you're gonna see so many billboards. You're gonna see so many signs of amazing resorts to stay at, amazing restaurants to try. It's just incredible. So Key Largo has no shortage of that. We've just never stopped there. It's also when we get to the Keys, we're not hungry yet. And then when we're leaving the Keys, we are so anxious to get home that we're stopping at McDonald's, which, So anyways, here's another page. This is the next page. There's so many places to eat in Key Largo. There's so much to do. You're all gonna think I'm crazy for not loving it, which maybe I do love it. Here's another page. maybe I do love Key Largo and I just haven't given it enough time. So I probably shouldn't be saying that I don't like it, right? Because how would I know if we haven't even spent that much time in there? Anyway, okay, so here's a couple of things to do in Key Largo. Again, I'm taking it from here. There is a Florida Keys Wild Bird Center, which I would love to go to. And then there are sailing and boat tours as well. I also made, sorry, I told you, I get so excited about the Keys. I love it there so much. It's weird. And so I have a really, really amazing, in my opinion, amazing blog post too that goes in detail about what you can do at each key. So I'll link that in the description box too. I spent a lot of time on that blog article, and I put more time into my YouTube than my blog. So that's like pretty much the best article on my website too. It's really long, really, really, really long. So anyways, I'll put that in the description box. And if you want more details specifically on some of this stuff, go there. You won't be disappointed. You'll find everything you need, promise. But also keep watching because I have a lot to say. Okay, so Isla Mirada. So this is where we're staying and probably where we'll spend most of our time. We will definitely go down to Marathon, maybe even as far down as Bahia Honda State Park. We probably will not go to Key West. Usually when we go to Key West, we are going to the Keys for Key West, but not always. So like I said, we don't really know. We don't like to make plans when we go down there. That's the fun of it for us. If you know me or if you've been watching for a while, you know I'm not like a super laid back person, but I am in the Keys. It's literally like magic, you guys. Like, I don't know what happens. It's magic. So yeah, we don't have plans. We don't like to make plans. We might go to Key West. We probably won't, but I might be wrong because we might stay an extra night. We might not. It's just kind of how we roll down there. So anyways, back to Isla Mirada. So Isla Mirada is the sport fishing capital of the world. And even though it is so known for fishing, we've never been fishing in Isla Mirada. Not only have we never been fishing in Isla Mirada, we have not even been on a boat in the Keys. So that is definitely something that needs to happen. Probably not on this trip. I interned in Key West when I was 18 and 19 years old, and I went out with Fury on a sunset cruise. Actually, I went out with Fury on a whole bunch of different cruises several times. So if you count that, then I've been on a boat in the Keys, but my husband and I haven't together and haven't in a quite some time if you do count my experience with Fury, which by the way is amazing. Absolutely love Fury. So anyways, see, I'm getting excited and I'm getting carried away. So back to Isla Mirada. I would love to get on a boat. We are actually planning when I hit 1,000 subscribers to take a celebration trip to the Keys to do some of these big things that we haven't done in the Keys yet, like get on a boat. And there's a specific resort I want to stay at when that happens. And we've also never been to Dry Tortugas, which you would get to from Key West. So I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. So Isla Mirada was named for, like, Isla stands for island and Mirada stands for dwelling or home. So it's very, very fitting. I am still going through this book, and here's Isla Mirada. This is where I'm talking about. Let me show you this big map here too. This is in this magazine thing. You can get it pretty much anywhere. They have them for Key West too. I believe there might be one for Marathon, but trust me, wherever you're staying, they will have it. Like, they'll have one. They are everywhere. So am I starting in? Yeah. So this is Key Largo, and then it just goes all the way down. So yeah, oops, I'm sorry. I can't see. So yeah, those are the Keys. And it's just fun. It's just, the locals, they describe where they are by the mile marker. And so if you're driving along, if you're driving in the Keys, it's fun to have that and to pay attention to the mile marker and kind of compare it to where you are on the map. So if you go to Islamorada, the fishing capital of the world, there's no shortage of fishing tours. So there's tons in there. In this book, there's tons of options. The other things that there are to do in Islamorada is Theater of the Sea. We have not done that, but when I interned in Key West, they brought the kids on a field trip there and loved it so much that all of the adults went back on their own. For my internship was with like the 1-year-olds, and so we didn't get to go on field trips, but that's okay. There's also a diving museum in Islamorada and a history and discovery center. We've been talking about wanting to go to one of those, so that might happen on this trip. Again, it might not. These are some shopping options. We've not done a lot of shopping in the Keys, and I always say that I want to, but we always just get so carried away that that's not something that we end up doing. We have shopped quite a bit in Key West as we like walk around, just not in Islamorada. And the big thing is Robbie's. So this is at mile marker 77. Robbie's, this is where you can feed the tarpon. So the tarpon are huge. Let's see if there's a picture. Yeah, here. This describes it better than I can. Do you see how like huge that fish is? Like they come up out of the water to like eat the food that you have for them. So you can do that at Robbie's, and we've never been there. The timing is just like never worked for us, but it's on the water and it's also a restaurant. So it's just a destination in itself, really. And that is one of the huge things on my to-do list. Oh, and I forgot one. I just realized I forgot one for Key Largo. Alabama Jack's. Alabama Jack's is somewhere I really want to go. It's like an open air outdoor restaurant. So I don't know what more to say about it other than that. And yeah, I really want to go there. So maybe we'll make time for one or the other, both on this trip. I have videos, more than one, on the breweries in not in Key West. So sorry, fun fact. I call all of the Keys Key West. It's just easier for me when I'm talking to my friends and family. So that's what happened just there. I slipped up. So in Islamorada, I have several videos of the breweries. There's two in Islamorada, the Florida Keys Brewing Company and Islamorada Brewing Company. I could never choose between the two. I love them both. They both have an amazing ambiance. They both have really friendly staff. I will say that the Florida Keys Brewing Company has a pet cat that I absolutely am obsessed with and finally got to meet. But they're both just amazing. We always go to both. It's never one or the other. It's always both of them. So those are also listed here in this book. There's Islamorada and Florida Keys. Even their colors are fun. Like Islamorada is like a really bright yellow and Florida Keys is like tie-dye. So it just like fits in really well with the Florida Keys like lifestyle and like the mindset of like happiness. At least I associate tie-dye and yellow with happiness and just whatever. So anyways, more restaurants here. I'm trying to think if we have a favorite Islamorada restaurant, and I should have some in mind, and I don't. Like, we eat at a different place every single time we go down there, and it's just always good. And we literally will just like, how we pick it is that we look at I keep wanting to call them banners, but they're not banners. The road signs, billboards. We look at the billboards, and then a lot of the billboards will advertise like we're on the water or here are our specials. And that's kind of how we choose to go. And we've just never had a bad restaurant. The only place that we like have a place that we have to eat at is in Key West, and that is Fogarty's. If you're ever in Key West, go to Fogarty's and order a shrimp club. I am always like nervous to recommend food to people because everyone's opinions are like, like we all have different taste. But that is something I can confidently recommend. And everyone who goes there and gets it says it's amazing. Even my husband, who heard me talk about it for probably like 8 years before we went there. And it's a must for him too. So do it. Okay, so then we have Marathon. So here's Marathon. I know that these are backwards. I don't even know why I'm showing you, but like, whatever. Okay, so my favorite thing to do in Marathon is ride our bikes around. It's a little bit quieter there in our opinion. And the Sea Turtle Hospital. So we visited the Sea Turtle Hospital. Gosh, was that the last time we were in the Keys? I think it was. And I did a whole video on it. I'll link to all these former Florida Keys videos in the comments or in the description box because they're fun. But Marathon not only has the Sea Turtle Hospital, which I highly recommend. Just really quickly, they take in injured sea turtles. It's not a zoo, it's a legitimate hospital. They literally rehab sea turtles and try to get them back into the ocean when it's possible. Marathon also has a dolphin research center. We have not been there. And okay, we found this on our last trip there. We just like stumbled upon it. This is why we love to not make plans there, because we find so much fun stuff. Okay, right here, again, it's backwards. It says the art studio. So they have like, if you have kids, this is a great place. Like they have, you can make things like coffee mugs and plates, you know, like out of clay, and then they like burn it or whatever in the kiln, you know. So anyways, it's like a really, really cool art place where you can make art, have a souvenir to bring home with you. The kids would love it. But we went there for the coffee. We had gotten, last time we were there, I think we had gotten Starbucks, which is embarrassing. I'm sorry. I mean, Starbucks isn't embarrassing. I love Starbucks, but you don't go to the Keys for Starbucks. Anyways, it was just the closest. I don't remember. And it just like wasn't enough. So my husband was still exhausted and we saw this sign along the road for coffee. We went in and we were shocked. They had a cupcake iced latte. It was amazing. It really tasted like a cupcake. So they have our business forever. We'll go there all the time there. They are amazing. So anyways, this just has more food. So again, good food in Marathon, good food throughout the Keys. You can't go wrong. So yes, we'll probably spend some time in Marathon, and then south of Marathon, you hit the 7 Mile Bridge. I love the 7 Mile Bridge. It's what it sounds like. It is 7 miles of a bridge and it's stunning. I feel like a few of the times we've been there, it's just been cloudy, and it's even pretty when it's cloudy, but when it's sunny, I just cannot even describe the colors of the water. It's out of this world. It's just amazing. So after the 7 Mile Bridge, you do hit Big Pine and the lower Keys. So this is where you're going to start to see key deer. And those of you who might be from the Midwest, like Iowa, like we are from Iowa, they don't like it when you hit the deer there. So listen, I know no one like wants to hit a deer with their car, Iowa or anywhere else, but the Big Pine deer are protected and you'll actually get in trouble if you do hit a deer with your car. So like you really have to be careful. You don't want to hit one. Don't hit one. Be on the lookout. So anyways, that's where you're going to start to see the pine deer. And then my favorite part is Bahia Honda State Park. So there is an entrance fee for the park, and it's worth every penny. It's beautiful. So yeah, that's kind of just an overview of some of our favorite things in the Keys. We might do a few new things. We might do some tried and true favorites. I don't know. I'm not going to go over Key West just because I could do a whole 1 hour video on everything there is to do in Key West. If you're interested in Key West, go to my blog because it's seriously the longest post ever. And there's everything you could ever want to do in Key West on that post. I'll link it in the description box, like I said. But yeah, we probably won't make it there. So that's what the rest of this book is Key West. But I did want to show you this. So when you're staying somewhere, or like, it doesn't matter, you'll see these everywhere, gas stations, whatever. They also have this inside with like coupons. And so yeah, they're just nice to pick up. There's the coupons. So food places have coupons in here, boat tours, anything that you could want. There are coupons, so you can pick that up and get some good ideas and get some good deals while you're at it. All right, you guys, so that is our trip announcement. We are beyond excited. And if you love the Florida Keys, then now would be a great time to subscribe to our channel because we're going to have a lot of content coming from the Florida Keys. That's our trip announcement. I hope that you are as excited to follow along as we are to have you. Cannot wait to show you everything that we get into. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.